When I was about 12 to 14, about halfway through 15, the prime age for puberty, it took me a while to get through that. I was fat, I was short, I had no motivation to really do anything in my life other than play video games. Let me just swap hands. So those are kind of some things, there were kind of some things that kept me from being a man, becoming a man, going through that stage of puberty. One of them that I didn't really focus on, that you're probably not really focusing on, is accountability. Now, men, especially leaders, they take accountability for everything, even if it's not their fault. And I explained this in one of my other videos. But men, high value men, high status men, take accountability for their actions no matter what, no matter whether it's their faults, pretty much no matter anything. And this is because it's one of the main characteristics of being a leader. And as men on self-improvement, obviously being leaders is something that we desire. And that's one of the things that kept me from being a man. That's probably keeping you from being a man. Another thing that's probably keeping you from being a man is you're thinking with your emotions too much. And again, this is something that I did, especially in today's world, where a lot of men today are very emotional. They don't really know how to take those emotions, analyze them, and then make informed decisions about what they should do. They just kind of feel and then they think, which is not a very good idea when you think about it, because if you do things how you feel and you don't use rationality to make informed decisions, then you're probably I'm sorry to say this, and you're probably just going to be a bitch. Let's say, I explained this in one of my other videos as well. Let's say if you're going to the gym, you're going to go hit a workout. If you don't feel like hitting that workout, let me just put this up a bit. If you don't feel like hitting that workout, or you don't feel like doing something, then if you think with your emotions and not rationally, then obviously you're not going to fucking do it, are you? And this can lead to things eventually. Fucking hell, bro, this bird's scared the shit out of me. This can lead to things eventually, such as lower testosterone and stuff like that. Just basically becoming a bitch. The next thing that's keeping you from becoming a man is you're probably very unproductive. Alright? People today don't realize how much time they have. If you map out everything that you do, if you actually think and you create a schedule of sorts, and you look at everything that takes up your day, everything that you do, you'll actually find that you have hours of free time, even if you are at school or going to the gym or working. All of you have at least 1 to 2 hours of free time, especially if you're a young man who doesn't have to worry about paying rent or bills and you live with your parents, like I know most of you watching this video probably do. A fucking car just drove past me, bro, interrupted my flow and everything. But, people don't realize how much time that they actually have, and if they took the time to sit down, analyze, and execute, then they're gonna realize that they have a lot more time on their hands. A lot more time to focus on self-improvement, which ultimately, as we all know, no shit, self-improvement does lead to high testosterone through a multitude of things. And that helps you, in turn, become a better man. Now, the next thing you might be struggling with as a man, especially if you're in the Western world, like here, I'm in Australia, I love it, it's nice, But if you live in a Western country like Australia, Canada, USA, Britain, I know Britain's not like a country, but you know, if you live in one of those places, then you most likely are atheist, or you have no God of sorts. You have no one to do something for. You have no purpose in life. Like for me, my purpose is to please Allah and to do enough good in my life that I hopefully go to Jannah or heaven, right? And that really gives you something to work towards, because you realize that, you know, it's not just this life that you have, it's also the next life, the hereafter. You know, after all this is done, after all this disappears, you know, you're going to either go to heaven or to hell. And you have to realize that you have to do enough good in your life, you have to become a great man to actually get into heaven. You know? So I strongly recommend, if you aren't religious, finding a religion, specifically Abrahamic religions like Islam, Judaism, Christianity, those ones. Obviously I'd be a bit biased, because before I converted to Islam, I was Christian, so you know. But it's important to have a God, someone that motivates you to do what you do, to be on self-improvement. The next point I have here is that you have no goals in your life. Goals are important to study, to constantly review, so you know what you're working towards. Like, one of the goals I have is praying. I feel like I'm not praying enough, you know? Or I feel like I might not be putting out YouTube videos enough. Like, I'm not making them like once a day, you know? Which is something that I'm working towards, something that I desire to do. And as a man, you should have goals. Because if you don't, then what's your purpose in being a great man? You know, you have no purpose in being a great man if you have no goals. It's fucking simple, yeah? The next thing is that your ego, something reminds me of myself. I used to have a really, really high ego, especially when I first started self-improvement. I was watching Hamza, I was like, the fuck is this dude telling me what to do for? Why is he telling me to do all this and all of that? And then when I actually got onto self-improvement and I started thinking properly, I realized my ego was too high. And I didn't realize that I had to actually listen to people who were better than me in order to be better. I mean, I know it sounds pretty self-explanatory, but if you view yourself as being a great man and you're actually like a fucking degenerate, that person is going to view themselves as a great man and not do anything about it. And that's where we come to terms that we have to describe what a great man actually is. Now, a great man is something that does these 6 points that I've described in this video. They hold accountability. They think with rationality, not with their emotions. They're very productive. They have a God. They have goals. And most importantly, one of the most important, is that they... Sorry, what the fuck is that? Sorry, boys. Oh, damn. I'm sorry. I thought I just saw somebody. No, I'm tripping. One of the other important ones is that their ego is too high to listen to people like me or Hamza or even Andrew Tate or my friend Lucas when we actually make self-improvement videos. Their ego is too high to sit down and analyze what their problems are and really listen to themselves, almost, in a way. Anyway, that's about it for today's video. As always, the link for one-on-one coaching, email in the description. Email that, subscribe, share. Goodbye, Kings. Stay safe.